everyone, and welcome to the GSN podcast. I'm Big Boss here, and I'm joined with my friends as always.
Factor.
Blue Goat.
Brags.
And gotta say, it feels good to be back. I know we haven't been recording as we normally do. People having difficulty with schedules and stuff, and all types of other small little issues like that. But we're back. We're recording. How's everybody?
There's been a lot happening game-wise, too, honestly, and entertainment-wise to keep us busy. Like, you'd think it would make us actually, record about it, but it's hard to get off of God of War to talk about God of War.
Well, I know Factor would know all about that. I actually haven't had a chance to play the wonderful game of God of War. What are you, 30 hours in?
Well, I just completed it. What's today? Monday. So I completed it on Saturday night, and I think I clocked a little over 20 hours in.
Really? I thought you had a little bit more.
No, I mean it'll be a lot more once I'm done all the side quests and fighting all the Valkyries and stuff like that. But from just doing maybe a couple side missions and then the main story itself is 20 plus hours. But like I said, I've got at least another 15 hours worth of side quests and Valkyrie fights.
I gotcha. Was it an enjoyable experience?
Oh, it's easily one of the best games I played this year. Easily.
Nice.
So I ain't gonna lie, I peeked ahead on YouTube. I looked up the secret ending, once everything was 100% done. That just was so awesome. Can't wait for the sequel.
Are you talking about the ending where they wake up out of bed?
We'll get to that in a second. We'll get to that in a second.
I'm not spoiling it. I'm just asking Ben, because if
where they wake up at the house and stuff. Yeah,
that you don't have to 100% complete the game. You can do that at any point. It's just because where the game ends, you can kind of go off and do whatever you want to afterwards. But if you return home, that's where you get it.
Okay.
You don't have to do anything special or 100% complete the game or anything like that. You can just return home and you see it.
So, let's move on to the news of the world. So, everyone, I've got to ask, what has the odds of 893 quadrillion to 1?
I would joke and say a Korean War Peace Summit. That's happening.
It's actually happening.
Yeah, no, I would normally I can't make that joke.
So apparently, there is a man by the name of Dylan McWilliams.
Dylan.
Wait.
Dylan, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
We have such wonderful histories with people named Dylan.
We do. Well, you guys are assholes to people named Dylan. I'm just going to let you guys know that. So if you name Dylan...
You can't prove I did any of this stuff to Dylan, okay?
Uh-huh. Well, anyway, this particular Dylan has had a rough couple of years. So he has... Well, Mother Nature's pretty much screwing with him at this point. He's been bitten by a shark, he's been attacked by a bear, and bitten by a rattlesnake in the span of 3 years. And he's only 20 years old.
Are you sure this isn't our Dylan?
I'm pretty sure.
It sounds a lot like the luck our Dylan has.
It is quite close to the luck, but dear Lord, they say a tiger shark attacked the guy. So
it just sounds like he has bad luck with animals. I mean, is he
To be fair, he hasn't been trampled by a moose yet, so
Watch him
go okay.
Yeah, watch him go to Alaska at the end of the
yeah.
summer.
It's like tomorrow we read the news. A guy named Dylan got trampled by a moose.
Son of a bitch. Well, apparently
Well,
he's not giving up on nature. He still finds nature beautiful and wonderful and all majestic and all that good
my
nonsense.
suggestion for him would be the bear armor. They literally have bear
My
armor.
suggestion to him would be move to the middle of the city.
No, he might get attacked.
Yeah, people would just attack him at that point.
Trash pandas.
Oh my goodness gracious! Like, can you imagine? Like, first you get bit by a snake. Okay, you live. That's a harrowing experience.
What type of snake? I mean,
Rattlesnake.
That's not so bad otherwise.
Oh, okay.
A rattlesnake? Okay, fine. If it's poisonous,
I was saying,
A poisonous snake.
we're talking like a grass snake. It's like, what do you fucking do?
or king snake even. Most king snakes are.
Now, rattlesnake, yeah. Anaconda.
It's one of the big ones.
Anaconda would have been more impressive.
Oh, that would be
Just
super
saying.
impressive.
Well, he was also attacked by a bear. I mean, let's not,
What kind of bear?
under grizzly.
Okay,
that's
that's
pretty bad.
yeah, if we were talking red panda, I wasn't,
And then he
panda
gets
bear.
attacked by a tiger shark in Hawaii. So,
Well, it wasn't a great white still. I mean,
oh, I'm sorry. He didn't get attacked by the great white. My
tiger
bad.
Tiger sharks are actually considered worse.
look, I don't see what his problem is, okay? He just needs to go and visit and volunteer at his local zoo.
Locals, Jesus, why? So people can watch him getting mauled to death?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it could be worse. Give me Komodo dragon. Then he'd be dead.
No, I have a
Oh.
feeling he would survive that.
No, I'm pretty sure you can because they're kind of, yeah. it's
But
not.
this guy still thinks animals are cool.
Yeah, he still loves nature, still loves animals.
He's got balls.
So what was he
He's one of
doing during these
the
events?
unluckiest. What's up?
Yeah, what was he doing when he got bit?
He was surfing.
What was he doing when he got
No,
bear
like
attacked?
with
He's
all the
hiking.
animals. Like, what was he doing?
What'd you say, Factor? I couldn't hear you.
Oh, sweet Jesus. What was he doing with all the animals for them to bite him?
The rattlesnake bit him when he was hiking, and the bear attacked also when he was hiking as well.
Was it the same hiking?
No, it was in different parts.
About to say that would be pretty shitty luck.
It would be.
Bear
Pretty much,
and
he
snakes,
just
I would say. Yeah, I
he-
know it's right. That
he chalks it up to just being at the wrong place at the wrong time.
bullshit.
And he still encourages everyone to experience the outdoors.
My advice to shove a horseshoe up his ass.
If he gets if an eagle swoops down and attacks him, or he's like a honey badger chases him, he just needs to give up at this point.
Wolverines, they'd be bad. Or polar bear.
A kangaroo
Not the
box.
bears.
Kangaroo could box the shit out.
Well,
Getting polar bears.
here's a frightening statistic for you. The odds of you getting bit by a venomous snake in the United States is 1 in 37,500. The odds of being killed in a car accident are only 1 to 112.
I believe that after looking at traffic in our area.
Yep.
That's a nut stat, you know.
Yep.
Most people can't drive in the U.S., let alone the rest of the world. So I believe it.
Even self-driving Uber cars can't drive without killing someone.
Yeah. I mean, even robots.
Not to
can't
mention,
do it.
most animals aren't going to attack unless they're provoked anyhow.
Or just in a real shitty mood.
Or they're really your dinner.
Or they're like Old Yeller and they're foaming and they think, that they're invincible.
Oh, Lord. Well, speaking of people who think they're invincible, let's talk about our longtime listener, Kim Jong-un from North Korea.
Really?
Yeah.
Listen,
Yeah, he does listen.
no wonder where his policies come from.
He tries to challenge Factor on a weekly basis to a Gears match.
I just want to say I saw a
Thank you.
video
Just
over the weekend where he was leaving
No wonder he's so salty.
where he was leaving the peace treaty, and he had like 15 Secret Service guys that were running alongside of his car as it was leaving, literally all the way to where he was going. Like
Yeah.
they were jogging alongside the car the entire time.
Well, yeah, that they got to stay fit.
No,
It's not easy
like-
working for a living dictator god.
dude, but to have them all running alongside your car,
He's their god.
Well, they probably only have enough fuel now right now for just one car, let alone the rest of the motorcade.
That would be like you getting hired by Cliffy B. you run along his car.
Bullshit. I wouldn't run alongside the president's car.
You would run right along Cliffy's car if he asked you to.
Nope.
Yeah, you would, Factor. For a whole set of cog armor, you wouldn't fucking run next to a car.
No
you would do your best dominant, grunt run. You would have a fake lancer in your hand just to motivate you.
You know you would, Factor.
Nope, not a chance.
Like we've got this cog armor for you with Lancer. All you got to do is run alongside some.
You will protect soldiers. Chairman Cliff. Okay.
Nope, not a chance.
You would totally do it. You can say no, but we know you.
Not a chance.
Not a chance. Yeah. Okay.
Not
Factor. We'll bring Dom back into the story somehow. All you got to do is run next to his motorcade. Yeah. Checkmate. Drop mic. But apparently, little fun fact, since Kim Jong-un doesn't need to eat, there will be edible symbolic gifts given to him while there, and he will be bringing his own toilet from North Korea.
All right, now that's a lie, because the great leader does not poop.
That is, I didn't even think of that.
It says so in his country's own biography about him. He does not poop or pee. He processes his food completely that well, gets all the energy out of it. Wastes nothing.
Well, you gotta keep it the divinity somehow, right?
Exactly.
Apparently, it is for him just to freshen up, not to use.
It's probably just for his Secret Service people.
Does he use VI poo?
VI poo.
That's actually a pretty cool device. I ain't gonna lie to you.
What's that?
Think of it like a it's like an automated toilet. Think of it that way. Like you literally don't have to do anything but just like sit and you're done. Like whenever you're done, your toilet does everything for you. It cleans itself. It flushes when you get up. It keeps the seat warm for you.
They have those toilets. Those toilets already exist.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. They're already they're on the market. That's why I'm saying they're actually pretty cool because I've seen videos of these and I really, really want one. But
you just want to have something, crawl up your butt is what you're trying to say. You just want water in your butt.
No, I didn't say that.
Yes. You want water.
I want an automated toilet. I want to
you want a warm toilet for winter nights.
What?
You want a warm toilet seat for cold winter nights.
And you don't? You rather sit your little bony ass down on a cold seat?
Yes, because it makes you strong.
You are so full of shit.
It makes the poo fly out of you a lot faster.
It motivates you to poo faster.
And get back into your warm bed.
Sure.
How many days have you spent on the toilet seat? Be real. There's some days where you spend hours on the toilet. That can't be good for you, okay?
No, it's a good thing.
Oh yeah, totes a good thing, right?
I think if you total it out, at least maybe an hour and a half each day.
I did facts on how much time you spend of your life on a toilet.
It's like 3 years.
It's like a quarter of your life will be spent on things like toilets.
That sounds wonderful.
So Factor would be half his life because he's on there.
This makes me think: why isn't there more entertainment stuff related to people who need to be on the toilet?
There is. It's called
a smartphone.
Dude,
yes,
I've got my phone.
If only we had this tiny device that could connect to this vast information and treasure trove wirelessly without any cables. Man, if such a device.
I set my iPad up on the.
Let's be honest. Up until cell phones, even still today, what are you mostly doing? Just sitting there and just looking at a bunch of cat videos. It's an untapped market.
Illustrated.
I'm sorry.
Sports Illustrated.
I play games. I used to read through. You know how many magazines I used to read through?
You know how many Game Boys were next to the drawer?
Yeah, you know seriously how many.
I still think it's a fairly untapped market. I think it's still
And if everything ran out, even before the Game Boy, you know what I did? I read the back of the air freshener can. All right, that's what I did.
Wow.
I would count the the perforated holes in the.
I ain't gonna lie, I used to do that
for the
crap too.
pattern.
Well,
I would
okay,
count
if you're
those.
reading the back of the air freshener, all I can say is you would love Canada because then you've got the English and French to read.
No.
Go ahead, learn French while you're on the toilet. There you go.
You know the little indentations in the toilet paper to make the pattern. You know, like when you have the fancy flowers and stuff. I would count how many dots are. I would count how many dots are in the flower pattern.
I think bored there. But seriously, no. Just come to Canada, sit on the toilet, learn French. There you go.
Man,
Oh my goodness gracious!
I'm just thinking back about a number of the stuff that I used to do.
Quickly. Yeah,
I learned how to say factor in French. Le douche.
Factor, what'd you say?
So I used
that's not French.
Never mind.
That's not saying aggravated.
Anyway, moving on. Let's see. I've got. What about this? I would say this generation is a very coddled generation. Would you guys agree with that?
Extremely.
Coddled by our parents and then now hammered. Yes.
What about you, Factor? What do you think on that? Do you think we're a coddled generation? Or the generation growing up, I should say?
Yeah, without question. Yeah, without question.
Well, apparently, the Utah University has installed a cry closet for students because of their final exams.
Oh, God.
It is a literal safe space where students can go into this little closet and it's full of little animals and where they can just...
It's so cruel to the animals.
It's soundproof.
You know what? Let me, God, have the key to it.
How small is it?
It's literally like the size of a closet. Like, it's very
You know what
tiny.
I would do? I'd go in there and drop the biggest bomb I possibly could and then walk out and close the door and wait for the next person to go in.
I would spray it full of liquid ass and just let it.
There you go. I posted it on Discord.
However, coming from an academic background, it's literally 80% of all Canadians are going to university now, it seems. What I can say, though, is that the university academia, that's what I would say, academia, politics and exams get grouped for one simple reason. There's so little to fight about and argue. And it is pretty bad on the campuses, to be honest. So, I mean, there's some universities in Canada where you have a room where you just break shit.
Am I the only one here who thinks it'd be funny to lock the door when someone went in there?
No, you're not. I mean, I'm trying to preach good stuff here, but I would be tempted. Yes,
This is the wrong group of people.
I would lock it, then I would get a forklift to lift it, and then dump it into the river.
So you want them to be in a porta potty?
I would lock it and then spray the liquid ass scent under the door.
So you also want them in a porta potty instead?
Essentially.
Okay, let's establish that now cry rooms should be porta potties.
Yes, that way we can knock them over after the.
I still don't understand why someone would build this one, and I bet you people used it. I swear to God, people used it.
You know, for the same reason that they thought people on college campuses needed safe spaces after the last presidential election.
Okay, that makes sense.
I mean, I'm sorry, but when our generation was coming out of college, 9/11 happened.
Yeah.
You know,
I was there that day.
A lot of my friends didn't need to go into a room and cry or go to a safe area. They fucking enlisted.
And how many problems did that cause? This is a cyclical argument. I'm sorry to say. I've seen both sides. People say, oh, well, World War II, people our age were storming the beaches of Normandy, and how many of them took their own lives because they couldn't handle it?
Oh, no, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's the perfect solution. But crying about something difficult at the end of the day does nothing to resolve it or to make yourself stronger from it.
Actually, research might be out on the fence on that one, Ben. You are probably out to lunch a little bit.
No,
letting out your emotions, letting out the steam a little bit does help you then problem solve the issue.
Oh, I'm
There
not.
is
I'm not
research
saying.
behind that.
I'm not saying you need to like man it up, or not let anyone see your weakness.
No, that's the problem. Though,
That's just gonna let kids start. That's gonna let kids start searching for like the closet door, and when life really starts to get hard, they're gonna be like, "Well, where's the closet I can go cry into?" Come on now.
Yeah, and I'm sorry. In real life, everyday scenarios, there's not always going to be a safe spot for you to go and take a break in or deal with some hard, difficult issues in a timely manner. Sometimes you just have to grunt through, if you will. And
yes, I know.
I mean, college is supposed to be that learning period where you learn to deal with stuff like that.
However, you missed what I was trying to say, is that we have extremes when really we need the middle. Yes, it is. There are times where you have a natural safe space where you can just vent. You need that, but then when you get into those difficult situations, you've got the space to pent up and still muddle through.
People do have that. It's called home.
Strategy.
Yeah.
But even at home, that's not even safe. We've got people working for companies where you literally get home and you're getting berated by emails and messaging from your bosses. It's like, I'm sorry, I clocked out, but then you can also be written up for
then you ignore it. I mean, if you're
if you're at home,
no,
then you lose your house, then you lose your car, then you lose your family.
Look, Briggs, I've been through that. When I was a truck driver, my freight was tracked. The companies would call me up all the time when my time was off. I wasn't legally allowed to work anymore under federal law, and they would still try to call you up and ask me questions or talk to me about my route or something. And I would hang up. I would turn the phone off. I would unplug the computer.
Yep.
You know why? Because there are federal laws protecting me, my privacy, my rights.
But
So
people feel the right to bully. But anyways, moving on. I just feel there's too many extremes, and there needs to be more middle.
No, I'll end with this point right here. There can be sides for both arguments where, people need a place to vent and people need to become stronger. But when it becomes a crutch, an excuse, a way out for something, that's when I would draw the line.
Okay, you said it better than I was trying to.
Yeah, honestly, I think there's a lawsuit now. I can't remember what state because it was a quick read. But a girl who got fired from Taco Bell is suing because she got fired for being late 6 times within a month. And we're not talking like 10, 15 minutes late. We're talking 3, 4, 6 hours late.
Oh, yeah. Okay, sorry. There's no excuse for that. You just call it.
And she's saying that they're picking on her because she was late because she didn't want to come to work because the roads were wet. Meanwhile, another person a week later didn't get in trouble at all, and they flipped their car and were late because of it.
Yeah, context. Thank you.
I mean,
5 minutes.
Moving on to the next story. So, if that got you guys outraged, let me tell you this next story. It's really going to put your panties in a twist. So the next story is, I think we can all support the Special Olympics. I think it's a great thing. I think it's great that we support kids and people with special needs, and where they can go out and show their stuff and show how awesome they are. Yeah, I think we can all agree with that.
Let them grind it out.
Supporting the little kids. When they become teenagers, I want to kick them.
What about you, Factor? You all about the Special Olympics?
Yeah, I'm cool with it.
Said like a man.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah. So, let the little guys have fun,
I mean, what do you want me to do? Like, what do you want me to say?
For a little bit more input, dear God, like, yeah, it's cool,
Dude, I don't know what you're reaching for. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, cool.
Like, are you expecting like a Joe Swanson response? Let's do this.
Kinda. I don't know. I'm a little let down by the response.
Sure, Joe might be actually a pretty good spokesman for that.
Oh, God.
Well, anyway, so apparently this place, let's see where it was at. Trying to find where.
Hey, I didn't get my input on that. By the way,
okay, well, you're okay with it. That's great. It's Washington.
Thing.
So in Washington, there is the Special Olympics going on, and one of the Olympians got disqualified swimming too fast.
Did he have like a small motor pushing him?
No, apparently in the Special Olympics, there's something called the maximum effort rule. And it's introduced to help place athletes in competitive divisions where they are challenging athletes with similar abilities.
Oh, okay.
So,
Yeah.
this kid, well, apparently he's pushed on to actual Olympian status. So,
Yeah. I can see why that rule, because actually I had a shop teacher, his daughter competed in the Paralympics in Beijing. And yeah, there's like a butt ton of categories for people with disabilities just for sprinting alone.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
they do because they don't. Because one kind of disability can really affect you if you're up
affect
against
you in a different way than another. Yeah, no, I get the
people's
premise of it right
people's
away.
disabilities are
Anyways.
different disabilities are different depending on what they're competing in. And somebody's like really, really gifted athletic wise, but this may not be there 100% in the mind, but can compete ridiculous levels. Yeah, they shouldn't be competing in the Special Olympics at that point.
or in that category of the Special Olympics.
Yeah, I mean,
I get the rule, but anyways, when we were first originally talking about it, it's like
well,
it's a gray area.
apparently, well, here's the thing, right? With every, he apparently it's very nitpicky fucking stat.
he went
And,
Super Saiyan. Is what you're saying?
He pushed himself, and he did 15% better than he was last recorded, and that was what disqualified him.
So in terms of context, previously up to this point, he could have been blowing everyone out of the water, but he still was eligible in that category. And now all of a sudden, as
He just had like the golden moment. as it were.
moment,
Yeah,
Pretty much.
Like I said, he went
Living's
Super
over
Saiyan.
9,000.
Pretty much. That kind of sucks. I mean, if he has like an adrenaline rush or something.
You know what he should have done? He should have
Well,
got near the finish line and waited for 50 seconds.
Okay, here's my thing. He originally qualified in that category, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, problem solved. He qualified for that category. He's in that competition, whatever the results are, whatever the results. Just like in the regular Olympics, just like any other sporting event.
Did they have him pee in a cup? Make sure he wasn't on steroids.
Was he
This
Russian?
is in a South Park episode where like they're gonna be roided out.
I'm just
Was he Russian,
saying.
though?
Yeah.
That's a legitimate thing. They got.
Was his first name Lance?
No, it's not.
Did
Lance
Michael
Armstrong.
Phelps had a lobotomy?
Yep, you figured you cracked the puzzle, guys.
Is he Lance Phelps?
Yes, he is. That is him. How did you figure it out, guys?
Lance
you
Phelps
guys are
from Russia,
psychics.
right?
Because
I knew
I'm
it.
that man.
Oh my god!
Loki barking.
Apparently, your dog is smelling that bullshit from over here.
Yeah. Loki, you're good at finding the bullshit.
No, I'm sorry. It's still bullshit. This is not Special Olympics anymore. This is bullshit Olympics for me, just because he qualified for the event. What happens in that? And then they're like, dude, you win like Super Saiyan on us. Your swimming is over 9,000. Then for next competition, bump him up because he can clearly qualify for that.
Well,
Meanwhile,
if he originally qualified that, and like they keep track of his stats, it just boosted that event, and they're like, "Sorry, son, you have been disqualified."
Yeah,
Meanwhile-
but I mean, that's my thing. He was already in that competition. It's one of the heats, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then there you go.
meanwhile, all the veins in his neck are bulging out.
Oh Lord! And on that note, we're gonna take a quick break.
Quick.
Oh,
Lord. And get something to drink. And so sit back, relax, and don't go anywhere, all right?
I'm getting food.
And you guys see The Ringer with Johnny Knoxville?
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back. We've got glasses full and tummies full. So, since I know for a fact that Factor is the only one who's watched the new MCU movie, how was it, buddy? Was it good? Was it everything I hope it is? Everything I hope it will be?
It was good. It was. I mean, I'm trying to think of the best way to even talk about it without spoiling it, because there's a lot you can spoil with that movie. I'll just say that much. It was good. I kind of wish that they had everybody kind of team up together differently than the way they did, because it seems to me like it was like there was 4 different things going on in the movie, and it jumped from group to group to group. And I kind of wish it wasn't like that. I kind of wish it was more together, I guess. And there was so many characters in the movie that didn't interact with a certain other person or vice versa throughout that movie. So I kind of wish there was more unity in that you can kind of tell that they were fighting together, but it seemed like they were all fighting separate battles, just the same battle against the same person, just in different places at different times.
I mean, I can understand why. Like, there's a lot of characters just looking at all the MCU in general stuff. I mean, that would be a lot of.
Yeah, it would, but it just, to me, it just, I was like, I mean, okay. And some of the team ups, you kind of understand why they're teamed up the way they are. But at the same time, I kind of like, I would have loved to have seen Black Panther and Spider-Man have a conversation. But
yeah,
or even acknowledge that each person exists. But they don't. And they're
really not at all.
And they're not the only 2 characters that are like that. I mean, there's plenty of others, but those are just the 2 off the top of my head that I would love to have seen them converse with each other, but never did.
So, what do you think the second movie is going to be like?
Again, I don't want to say too much because it is spoiler heavy if I do.
Well, I mean, obviously they're going to fight Thanos. I mean, right?
Yeah, they are. It'll be easier to watch because I really can't say too much because there's the people out there that haven't seen it yet that are worried about spoilers. Matter of fact, none of you guys have seen the movie anyway, so it's no sense in me even bringing it up because you guys haven't seen it either. So, I'll just say this: based on how the first one ends, you can see where the second one's going, and I highly recommend staying until after the long credits for the end of credit scene. Sets up the next one as well, and you can kind of tell who's coming to help.
Here's a question. We know that Infinity War Part 2 is in another year or so, roughly?
It's next May. Like, they've already filmed it. It comes out next May.
Yeah. But does it make sense that there's going to be a break in, Ant-Man versus Wasp?
Well, Ant-Man versus Wasp apparently takes place before Infinity War. Or Infinity War.
That's what I was afraid of.
And it takes place after Civil War, but it takes place before Infinity War starts.
See, that's what I was afraid of because I was hoping there would be something done to explain why the movies were being released like that. I didn't mean to cut you off, but there's the only movie that is like that. So their movie is kind of separate from the timeline. All the following ones coming out though, because there's no other really Marvel movies except for Deadpool this year, who has no connection to the MCU, into the MCU at all. So besides Deadpool, there's really no other Marvel movie that comes out this year.
until next year when the next Avengers movie comes out, and I just completely forgot her name now.
Scarlet Witch?
No, Captain Marvel.
Black Widow?
Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Her movie comes out before Avengers comes out next year. But apparently her story is going to fit within the timeline.
Okay, that's cool.
But aside from that, I really don't know.
By that, then, do you see Captain Marvel or Wasp in?
You don't see Ant-Man or Wasp at all. They make reference to them. They don't. You don't see them, but they do make reference to them. As far as the Captain Marvel goes, you have to watch the end credits.
Okay. But the movie as a whole is something you would glad to watch, right? Good movie?
Yeah, I mean...
out of 10, what would you give it?
Out of 10, probably... Probably an 8.5.
So it's better than Justice League, is what you're saying.
Dude, the turd I dropped in the freaking toilet earlier today was better than Justice League.
Oh, Lord. I don't even know what to say after that. That's so wow.
I couldn't resist that, Jeff.
Yeah, you could have.
No, I couldn't. I couldn't.
You really could have. You just chose not to. You're just like, hey, what if I bring this up?
Just for the record, there's a reason why I was muted through all of that.
Okay.
Okay. You like Justice League?
That way I have technology to prevent my lack of resisting.
So are you going to say what was on your mind?
No, let's just move on. Let's not tempt fate.
Just make a Justice League comment. Go right ahead.
Let's move on.
All right.
What it deserves is a nice, peaceful out pasture, anyways.
All right. So, Nintendo announced that they're making a new RPG, but not for the Switch, for a smartphone.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
I am a little bit. I didn't think they would make a fucking action RPG for a smartphone.
No, they made a crap load of money.
I'm about to say, the amount of stuff they have coming out on the smartphones, I mean, that's not surprising.
Well, yeah. They've got Super Mario Run, Animal Crossing Pocket Camp, Fire Emblem Heroes, and then they've got the Mario Kart coming out. Mario Kart Tour, I think it's called.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but what's it? They made like $200 million off of what was it? The Fire Emblems alone. That one has microtransactions, but even like Super Mario Jump and stuff made them what, like 8-9 million? I mean, it's a lot of money for a cell phone game.
No, true that. I mean, I can't argue with the results, you know. That I can't argue, but I would think you'd put some more, you know, emphasis in the old switcheroony, you know, because more Switch games is never a bad thing.
Well, I mean, they did the other day release their timeline of events and stuff for E3. You know, that's what, 6-7 weeks away now. Factor. I mean,
yeah, it's about 5 to 6 weeks away now.
Yeah, I mean, we know that they're going to do a pre-recorded show, and we know that Smash Brothers will be their big focus, and it will even be playable on the show floor. Outside of that, though, there's nothing for details, like of what else to expect, you know. So they obviously got clear stuff in mind for the Switch.
Yeah, I just, you know, I'm reaching a low point. You know, I played Odyssey, I played Legend of Zelda.
What about Stardew, sir? You've been playing Stardew.
I have been playing a shit ton of Stardew. I'm honestly to the point right now, I'm just waiting for the multiplayer update so I can go to Forest, one of my friends' farms, and just totally fuck it. And then set my world to private. That's literally the only thing I'm waiting for.
They need to do something other than a remastered game of some sort. Like, I want to see something new and original for the Switch.
Yeah, I mean, they have.
Well, every game is new and original, isn't it? I mean,
honestly,
I'm talking I'm talking about as of late. I mean, we're getting like Donkey Kong Jungle Freeze, seen that on Wii U already, and just
yeah, that's just it. These were great games on the Wii U, but so few people bought them because so few people bought Wii U's. Like, I mean, it's quick, easy money for them, and honestly, for everyone who didn't have a Wii U, it is a new game.
Yeah, I mean, I never played the Donkey Kong game for the Wii U. Did you?
Honestly, they gave it to me, and I didn't play it.
Well, there you go.
I mean, then they still haven't released Wolfenstein to it yet, and it's like that game's been out for almost a year now. Well, by the time it comes out, it'll be out for a year.
Yeah, I mean...
Are you playing something?
Say what?
Are you playing something?
Yes, I am playing something. Halo Wars 2, I'm playing someone online.
Why?
Why would I not whoop someone's ass in Halo Wars 2?
Blue,
I was about to say...
I swear to God, Blue, I am going to drive to your house and beat your crippled ass so you go back to the hospital if you don't pause that damn game.
Fine.
Come to Canada. Come to Canada. We've got border protection services. And he needs a passport.
I have passports.
Sorry, Chico. They won't let Mexicans through.
Yeah, but you can't bring anything with you, so you'll have to use your bare hands. Makes it a little more fair.
No. I can literally probably make a rifle in your home.
This is Canada. We don't have rifles.
Oh, did you not hear the statement beforehand where I would make one out of everyday appliances?
This is Canada. As soon as it becomes a rifle, it's just going to be bad for you.
I will assassinate Blue. All right, that's my goal, is to kill Blue. All right. How I do that? It doesn't matter.
I can get
island.
polar bears protect them. I can get polar bears.
Attack beavers? That's going to stop me.
Hey, you've never dealt with an attack beaver.
What about honey badgers?
Attack beavers are worse.
Anyway, moving on. So, how about that Ryan Reynolds, huh? Yeah, he's awesome. Deadpool. Did you guys see that little fake letter he made from Tony Stark saying how Tony rejected him from the event being in the movie?
Yeah, I saw that.
I thought it was a neat little ad, like when people try to make the universe connect.
Yeah.
Even though
it doesn't. Yeah. It's cool though. I liked it. I thought it was funny.
Fits with Deadpool. He likes to break the fourth wall anyways on a regular basis or every other wall.
Yeah, it fits well with the character. I mean,
if there's a wall, Deadpool will break it.
True that. Now here's another question for you guys. Who's ready for Red Dead Redemption 2?
I see people are going to yell at me.
I think everybody.
I never played the first one.
I'm going to say, yeah, I've never played the first one either.
Same.
Yeah, but you're like almost a pure PC gamer. I mean.
No, I used to be a console person. Then I stopped getting consoles.
Are you serious? You've never played the first one?
No.
I know it's like Cowboys and Indians.
Yeah, I mean, I always heard it as.
I remember.
It's like Cowboys and Indians.
I always heard.
Are you saying that I'm wrong, sir?
In some aspects, yes, you are.
See, I always
are they cowboys?
They are cowboys, yes, but fighting like Indians, no.
Are there Indians? Yes or no?
In the Canadian realm, can we please not use that word, Indian?
What's wrong with Indians?
It's a Canadian thing. Anyways, I don't really want to. You said no heavy stuff tonight.
Okay, so apparently Indians is the N-word in Canada. Got it. So Native Americans. Native
Yes.
Americans. Is that
It is.
better?
Yes.
Or should I
yes.
call them
I won't get.
Eskimo people?
I literally will not get that. It's just that's a.
I'm curious. I'm curious.
I'm muting myself now.
I'm curious what he thinks about the Washington Redskins.
Yeah, what
I
is
am
your
not
take on the
allowed.
Washington?
I am not allowed as a non-indigenous person to comment on said matters without causing riots.
So, what is your stance on the
What you're
Washington
saying
Redskins?
is you're white.
What I'm saying is I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. I just put my foot in my mouth. Damn it.
So, apparently, oh God, I'm dying over here. So, just answer me this one thing, Breaks, and I'll leave it alone. All right, is the Washington Redskins offensive in Canada?
It is considered a highly discriminatory and a highly archaic, outdated colonial oppressor image and verbiage.
So it's
How's that for an
racist as
answer?
fuck. It's racist as fuck.
That's
yes
the
or no?
Canadian polite way of saying change that fucking shit.
Okay. Oh Lord! And there's no Canadian team that would have anything like that, like in hockey or anything.
Well, there's the Chicago Blackhawks. Let's not go there.
But that's okay though.
At least it's hockey, so that makes it slightly better.
That's a double standard, sure. That's a double standard.
Well, they are one of the richest
Wait,
teams in the NHL, and it is hockey, so at least that's tolerable.
But
It's still just as bad.
It kind of tying into the same topic. Like I played, like when I was in high school, I played football, and our football team or our school's name and mascot was the Indians. And when we played, when that big controversy was going on with the Cleveland Indians, like the 20 so-called Native Americans that lived in our area decided to protest at one of our football games, and they protested like I think almost every other game that season that we had at home, like our home games. Like protested the name that we wore, the name Indians on our jerseys, and we're just like, really? Like we've had this name for 50 years, and now you guys want to make a big issue about it. And
yes,
I come now, and I was reading a couple of things off of our school's website, like about the teams that are playing, and apparently the football team won like a national title, or not national, but the state title. And I was like, really? Since when did our football team get good all of a sudden? But aside from that, I realized that they actually changed the school's name to like they're no longer called the Indians anymore. They're called it's some animal now, and I was like, okay, I guess.
Question: why is Indian such a bad word?
Okay,
In short, let's make it like the Spark Notes version. Okay,
you admit this is going to be a can of worms. Look up the whole Truth and Reconciliation thing, and you'll understand why it's all of a sudden now a big thing with Indigenous people, and rightly so, especially in Canada here. It's bad.
Okay.
At that. You asked for you open the can of worms. You gotta know.
I asked. Okay, so apparently,
I put my foot in my mouth.
What do I got to look up? What do I got to look up?
I just don't understand what the whole. I don't understand why people are upset about a sports team being named that. I mean, it's not like none of the teams are being,
However, it is expropriation. That's how it's.
But I'm wondering, why is this a thing now? Like, people are like, just like, is this recently? This is a thing. When teams have had these names for 60, 70 years, and now all of a sudden it's an issue.
60 to 70 years ago, if a bunch of Indigenous folks went protesting, they would have got shot in the streets.
True. Like, how would you feel if there was like a team called like the Watermelon N-Words or something like that? Like, oh, that name's been around for 100 years.
It is going to assume that as well.
No, but there's a big difference between calling somebody that and then going
Yeah,
up and calling like a Native American, be like, "Hey, you Indian." They're like,
Well, how do you
"Yeah,
know?
I'm
I
an
mean,
Indian."
that
The
could
last-
be-
Okay, the whole Truth and Reconciliation thing in Canada was about the residential school system that was the last residential school to assimilate and destroy Indigenous cultures forcibly and physically in the country was closed in 1994, I believe. That is why it's a big deal, because now it is coming to the forefront of what really went on behind those walls in Canada. And the United States, I'm not going to go into that subject. It's highly charged as well.
Well, yeah, you don't have to tell us that. I mean, I have one question though. Like,
Right.
I understand the problems with like the team names, being offended by team names like the Indians or the Redskins, but why Blackhawks? I know Blackhawks is a reference to Native American tribes and stuff, but to me, it's
People are mad at the Seminoles.
yeah. I mean,
It's the depiction, and it is the expropriation of that culture.
yeah, but the Seminole
Or
tribe
monetary
doesn't
gain.
care about the school, the Florida State University team, the Seminoles.
And people don't. I mean, and people don't get mad at Notre Dame for being called the Fighting Irish. I mean,
yeah,
nobody complains about them, and
well, they
But if the Irish
would
did get up
complain
and arms about it, then they would have their right.
So anyway, that was all
Anyway.
fun and interesting.
I
How
should
about
never
that Dragon Quest coming out, guys? I'm super
kidding.
excited about
yes,
that.
Dragon Quest 11, amazing. So go get that.
I'm just going to give the good news. I'm just going to pay myself.
Oh no, don't do that. Play Dragon Quest, and life will be
Yes.
all better.
Buy a PS4 and play
Getting the
Dragon
good
Quest.
news.
What? Good news. I like good news. All right. So, Dragon Quest. Who's excited about it? I am. Factor, how about you?
maybe.
Maybe? Yeah?
Yeah, I'm not the
Oh, that's
biggest
right.
Dragon.
You're not into the Japanese stuff, are you?
Yeah,
you're
I'm not
not
the biggest
into
Dragon
JRPG.
Quest fan. I mean, honestly, the only Japanese kind of games I've ever really played have been like, Shin Megami and Persona.
Yeah, I was actually going to ask. Right now, they're doing a big PlayStation sale on the Japanese games, and I'm thinking about picking up Persona 5 because I haven't played it.
I want
Recommend?
to.
Is it good?
I
Yeah,
haven't played it. I had no idea.
Everything I've watched a bit of it on Twitch. Is amazing. Like if I had the money, I would get it. But I'm more excited for Dragon Quest and Dark Souls.
Yeah, but Dark Souls don't come out till later, and well, I'm getting Dark Souls for the Switch.
Dark Souls for the Switch got pushed back to freaking Christmas.
I
Yeah,
know, right?
yeah, and I'll wait for it because I want to play Dark Souls on the Switch.
I do too, but I might
But
just
you-
say screw it and get it on PlayStation.
You
man.
do that. I'm going to play it on my beautiful PS4.
Oh, it's like you cut out there. You're beautiful.
sure did.
See, we censored you. We were just like, no, we can't. You just-
It's like
So,
beautiful and PlayStation can't go in the same words together.
So real quick, I wanted to talk about. So what happened? What happened with PUBG? Apparently, there was something that happened. PUBG Myanmar's map wouldn't work.
The Miramar map came out on the public test server. But the day they said it was coming out was actually just the day you could download the public test server. It wasn't playable then. You had to wait until later the next night to play. And I couldn't do that because my mom was having a hyperthyroid surgery on her hyperthyroid in her throat, to have a calcium tumor removed. So I couldn't play that night because I had to go to bed super early. But apparently I didn't miss anything because it wasn't working properly for a lot of people.
What about you, Factor? Did you get a chance to play?
I downloaded the test server, and then when I found out it was only going to be open for like 3 or 4 days, I said screw it.
Yeah,
Honestly, that kind of pissed me off. I was just like, so you're going to put out a map just to kind of put it out there for a couple of days and say, okay. I was like, I'm done. I'm done with the game.
Yeah, that just said it had a lot of problems. Extended the time frame on it by like a whole 24 hours. And like, I know they're going to reopen the public test server again, but like on the PC version, it opens and closes daily. What's the holdup here?
And you know what? And it's all this
Xbox
stuff that's going on with the game that caused it to drop off to the point that Fortnite now has overpassed it in the amount of players, user base, and revenue that the game's taken in, and PUBG has dropped off.
I won't say PUBG's dropped off, but it's game.
It's actually been reported that now Fortnite is now the leading in that genre for user base, players playing, and revenue.
It's been that way.
And I've got a lot of stuff to talk about Fortnite too, as you might know. Yours truly is 8th place in the solo ranking system of Fortnite. Yes, that is right.
On PlayStation, right?
On PlayStation, that's right.
Yeah. Well, it's not PC.
Feels good.
Well, if it was PC, then when you brag.
Well, listen here, you smart little shit. All right, it's fun. Okay, there's a new season coming out with maybe superheroes. I'm kind of excited about it. The Meteor update is happening tomorrow. God, I'm so glad I don't got to work tomorrow. The Meteor update comes out tomorrow. I want to see what happens. There's been like little meteorites hitting while they're playing the game.
Yeah, it hits the Tilted Towers, I think.
Well, that's the theory, but hopefully we'll see. I just kind of curious how it's going to change the map up, man. I'm super stoked. Like there's going to be downtime later today, and I'm like, oh, cannot wait.
And this is what studios like PUBG have to realize. I mean, Fortnite has been keeping up with their user base and adding more stuff to it, and adding and building.
Yeah, but
PUBG just can't.
Is Epic Studios, and they literally have like 1,200 people on this thing. PUBG is like
don't you get that as an excuse.
That argument.
Don't give that an excuse, because PUBG Studio has actually built up considerably since Microsoft came in with their wallet full of cash.
They have, which is why I complain about why it's so far behind in the PC version.
And why are we 6 months into PUBG on Xbox and we still can't get it working properly? I mean, and then we get a test map for 3 or 4 days, and then it's pulled. I mean,
you know what? Quick thing about it not working properly, because I got kicked from a game last night. Then it crashed again while I was actually loading back into it. But quick thing about that, our friend Bronx was having a lot of the same problems too. Matter of fact, even more than the rest of us a lot of the times. Since he updated to an X model, he doesn't have almost any of those problems anymore. It seems to just be that we have, like with me and Merc, we still own our day one edition Xboxes.
Yeah,
so
I do too.
Isn't optimized to run on them.
And I'm running mine on an X, but I still have issues with mine. I mean, not so much as, graphic stability and all that stuff. I don't have those issues, but my game still crashes every once in a while.
Mine and Merc's crashes more often than Bronx's does now. And, like, he will land of the building and go in. A lot of times, me and Merc will land on the ground. And, like, we see people go into a building, but we can't. It's just a garbled blob of ugly textures and stuff that isn't even approachable. We have to wait for everything to pop in for a few seconds before we can,
I don't even know how you guys can play on a console when it comes to that.
But I know how I'm going to be playing soon. I'm going to be playing on an X model. But
you're still going to have the same issues, Bubby. Like, now the PC version is working on its third map on PUBG.
Yeah.
And, like, honestly, man, there's no real, like, how can I put this? There's nothing you can get in PUBG that shows, like, oh, man, you've been playing the game for a real long time. Like, oh, man, you got, nothing to distinguish yourself. I know recently they just added emotes.
Skins?
That added weapon skins now, too. But, I mean, it's a little late to the game coming with that, And weapon skins isn't something hard.
No, right? I agree. Like, there's nothing big with the weapon skins or the emotes, and that probably could have been added earlier. But at the same degree, like, this is where I guess I differ from you and a lot of people who played Fortnite and got into League of Legends and all that stuff. Like, I don't care about emote dances or weapon skins or if my character looks like John Wick. I just don't fucking care about that. All I care about is playing and winning.
That's where you're wrong. The John Wick helps you win, sir. Because obviously you're John Wick.
Don't give me that.
I don't know.
Into their minds.
I'm so done with PUBG. I'm so over it now. It's like to me, I don't even really care anymore. I'd much rather play Fortnite. And in all honesty, I really want to see them port Cliff's new game over, Radical Heights.
You know, Radical Heights is only going to be PC PUBG. You know
no,
that,
he's actually trying to get on Xbox right now.
I thought he was trying for PlayStation.
No, he's actually trying on Xbox. He's already contacted Phil Spencer and Major Nelson.
Well, here's the problem. Microsoft themselves said they have no interest in pursuing a Battle Royale game.
Well, they don't have to publish one. They just have to, if another company wants to publish it, that's fine.
Yeah, that's just it. Microsoft we know starting a few months ago, they severely restructured their future plans for the Xbox brand as itself, which basically means they're giving up on the Xbox One anything within the next 3 to 4 years, and they're focused on whatever their next console and stuff is. And we already know that for sure that there is another Xbox or a PS5, aka in works for, like in the 2020s.
Dude, there's always a new system in work. They start working on a new system a year after the current one came out. So
Nintendo started working on the Wii, I think officially, which at the time I think was called the Dolphin. I think they started working on it 3 months before the GameCube launched. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, that's nothing new, like you're saying. Once they release hardware, it's essentially outdated already, so they start working on the next one. I mean,
yep.
Was it Sega was working on the Dreamcast within 6 months of the release of the Saturn, and they were working on the Saturn before the 32X even hit the shelf for the Genesis.
Well, as fun as this discussion will go, on how Xbox One sucks dick, and I can revel in that fact, and even the publishers giving up on that. We're gonna leave on a note of positivity. All right, so
victory is
life. Victory is life, and there are a lot of things coming out. E3, we've got the new Star Trek expansion coming out. The Victory is life. We've got Smash Brothers coming for the Switch. I know that's confirmed.
Playable at E3. That alone makes me want to get tickets.
I am super stoked for that. And there's a lot of other things that we can come to expect. Maybe different color Xbox One X's, because I know that's what everybody wants, a different color system.
What I want is that Duke controller that just came out.
Hell no.
Yeah, I would actually shit bricks if I could get a Duke controller.
I would love so badly to get my hands on one of Duke's.
The original Xbox came out with a very large controller called the Duke. It was a stupidly big controller, but man, did it feel good to hold. And now they're re-releasing it to work with the Xbox One. And it's wireless and fun and great.
No, it's wired. It's not wireless. Because the original was wired.
I saw it was wireless.
No, it's a $70 controller. It's wired. IGN has a review up on YouTube. You can look at it.
No, I was more concerned with I thought I heard that you were going to ship something.
I was trying to. Yeah, you caught in the wrong end of the conversation. I just wanted to leave on a positive note.
I've been here. I've just been muted.
So yeah, thank you guys for listening. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and we look forward to talking to you a little bit later. Take it easy now. Bye-bye.
Peace.
Laters.